Greetings. Welcome to the course of Electromagnetics, Unit 1, Lecture 3. In last class, we discussed about the cylindrical coordinating system and coordinates of R, phi and Z. Now, we will see how the differential elements can be obtained in cylindrical coordinating system, how to write an equation for differential length, differential surface and differential volume. Now, differential elements. Differential elements in cylindrical coordinating system. There will be a differential shift of a point P to P dash, which produces the differential elements, means the differential elements in Z, phi and R, phi and Z. Let the point P has taken a small differential shift of P dash. What is the change in R? What is the change in phi? Let the point P has taken shift small P dash. What is the change in R? What is the change in phi? And what is the change in Z? Okay. So the shift in R or change in phi or change or differential change in Z. If the point P has taken a small shift, the differential change in R is given by dr. Differential change in phi is given by, it is supposed to be d phi, but this phi as it is varying with respect to R, so differential change in phi is given by R d phi, and differential change in Z is given by dz. What the unit vectors are? The respective unit vectors are AR, A phi and AZ. Okay, so there will be just a trick here. The differential change in a phi is nothing but because the phi will take the differential shift only with respect to R, so we will write as R d phi. Okay, now let us obtain what is the differential length and differential surface and differential volume of cylindrical coordinating system. The differential length vector is given by TL bar, so it gives differential change in R with the phi and Z and its respective unit vectors. This is dr AR, this is R d phi A phi plus dz AZ. This is a differential length in cylindrical coordinating system with three differential elements. Now, differential surface. As we know that surface will be formed with the two coordinates and third coordinate will be normal to it. If the differential surface is formed with these two coordinates, one will be acting as a length and the second one will be the width, then this surface will be normal to this unit vector. So this is differential surface normal to R. Normal to R is given by, if it is normal to R means the surface must be formed with these two coordinates, which is given by R d phi dz, and it is normal unit vector is AR. So the differential surfaces in cylindrical coordinating system are very important in the first unit of our electromagnetics. So please remember the formula or you understand the concept how the differential surfaces are being derived. So the next one is differential surface normal to A phi. So the surface is formed with this one. It is normal to A phi means the surface must have formed with these two. So differential surface normal to phi is given by, so this is normal to phi means the surface is formed with these two coordinates, that is dr, dz and A phi. Next, differential surface normal to z, that is differential surface normal to z is given by the surface must be formed with these two coordinates. I can write as dr and the second one is R d phi and the unit vector is AZ. So So in this way, the three differential surfaces of cylindrical coordinating system are being obtained. So differential surface area normal to R, differential surface normal to phi, and differential surface normal to Z. So with the differential elements, we draw differential length, differential surface. What is the third one? Differential volume. So we know the differential volume in any of the coordinating system, which is nothing but length into width and breadth, means with the three multiplication of all the three differential elements. That is dr, r, d phi and dz. So differential volume is given by r into dr into d phi into dz. So this is the differential elements in cylindrical coordinating system. Shall we move on to the spherical coordinating system? Third one? Yes. Spherical coordinating system. Spherical coordinating system. So spherical coordinating system, it's about one sphere, means one ball filled with a volume. Spherical coordinate system. Okay, here we have one sphere. Okay, the coordinates of the spherical coordinating system, again we measure with respect to Cartesian coordinating system. It is x, y and z. As we found the coordinates along in Cartesian and cylindrical coordinating system, so let us find the coordinates in spherical coordinating system. The first coordinate is, let there is a point P on the surface or circumference of this one. So this is the radius. So the first coordinate in a spherical coordinating system is radius of the sphere R, and this line of radius makes some angle with respect to z axis, which is called as theta. The second coordinate is theta. Now third coordinate, project this point P onto the plane of xy. So let this is a P dash. Now line join from the origin to the point P dash, and now this line joining point makes some angle with respect to x-axis, which is called as phi. This is phi. Now, in a spherical coordinating system, what are the three coordinates are? R, theta and phi. How to represent a point on a spherical coordinating system? If the point P, this is OP bar or P bar is given by the magnitude along R, magnitude along theta, magnitude along phi. The three coordinates of spherical coordinating system are R, theta and phi. The R is the radius of the sphere and theta is the angle made by the radius with z axis, and phi is the angle made by the line which is drawn by the projection of a point P dash with respect to x-axis is a phi. Okay. Now let us obtain the differential elements in spherical coordinating system. We know that the differential elements will be produced by the small shift of the point P to the P dash. Okay. Now we will discuss about the differential elements. Okay, so we have the three coordinates like R, theta and phi. Differential change in R is dr only. Differential change in theta, the change in theta is with respect to R. So this is R d theta, and change in phi, d phi is with respect to this line. Right? What is this line is? To find this one, line, okay, this line, what we do? Let us apply the sine theta. Sine theta is given by, this is opposite side. We don't know that. We are supposed to find opposite side by the hypotenuse. This is r. So what this opposite side is? The opposite side is r sine theta. Now what is this side is r sine theta. If this is r sine theta, this is also r sine theta. Okay. Now what is the change in phi is? The change in phi is with respect to this line. That line we obtained as r sine theta d phi. And what the unit vectors are? Unit vectors are, along r is ar, and along theta is a theta, along phi is a phi. Okay. Similar, last case also, with the differential elements, we obtain differential length, differential surface and differential volume. Now, here also in the spherical coordinating system, let us obtain the differential length, differential surface and differential volume. The first one is differential length. dl bar, which is given by dr along ar. So dr ar, and this is r d theta a theta, and this is r sine theta d phi a phi. This is differential length. Now for the differential surface, how the surface is formed? The surface will be formed with the two sides, and that surface will be normal to the third one. Okay. Now differential surfaces. So differential surface may be normal to r, normal to theta or normal to phi. So differential surface area, normal to r is given by, if the surface is normal to r, the surface must be composed with these two sides, and the area with these two sides is given by r d theta, and the second side is r sine theta d phi, and it is normal to the unit vector ar. So differential surface area normal to r is given by, let me write the constant terms first. So it is r into r, it is r square sine theta d phi ar. Okay. Now let us see the differential surface area normal to theta. The surface is normal to this coordinate, means that surface must be formed with these two sides. What these two sides are? dr is one side and r sine theta d phi is the second side, and it is normal to theta. So I write as a theta. So differential surface area normal to theta. After simplifying this, I write as r sine theta dr d phi into a theta. Okay. In the same way, let us write the differential surface normal to phi. So this is differential surface normal to phi is given by the two sides of the surface are dr and r d theta. Normal to phi, it is a phi. So differential surface normal to phi is given by, I write the constant first, r dr d theta into a phi. Okay. So in this manner, the three differential surfaces normal to each of the coordinate can be obtained. Now let us write the equation for differential volume. Differential volume. Okay. So differential volume dV is given by the product of this is 5. So differential volume dV is given by r and r. This is r square sin theta dr d theta and d phi. The volume is a scalar quantity not having any direction. So only it is not been appended with any of the unit vectors. This is about the three coordinating systems: Cartesian, cylindrical and spherical coordinating system. Now let us move on to the vector analysis and dot product and cross product. Now we will discuss about the vector multiplication. Two vectors a bar and b bar can be multiplied in either in a dot form or in a cross form. Okay, if two vectors are multiplied with a dot operator, because for the multiplication we can use the operator like dot or cross. If two vectors are being multiplied with a dot operator, which is called as a dot product. If two vectors are being multiplied with a cross operator, it is called as a cross product. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the dot product and cross product of vectors. Let us start with the dot product. Dot product. Dot product of two vectors a bar and b bar is defined as dot product of two vectors a bar and b bar is defined as the magnitude of a first vector and magnitude of a second vector and cos of angle between these two vectors. Okay, if two vectors of this is a bar and the b bar, it makes an angle theta, then cos of a bar, a and b bars is given by the dot product. Dot product of two vectors a bar and b bar is given as magnitude of first vector, magnitude of the second vector and cos of angle between these two vectors. Okay, now let us discuss about the properties of the dot product. Properties of dot product. Okay, the first property is the two vectors are parallel vectors. Means parallel vectors a bar and b bar are parallel to each other. Then what is the dot product of it? So a bar dot b bar, where a bar and b bar are two parallel vectors. The magnitude of a first vector, magnitude of a second vector and cos of angle between these two. As these two vectors are parallel to each other, the angle between these two is 0. So here it is cos 0. Okay, so the dot product of the two parallel vectors is simply the product of the magnitudes of both the vectors, because as the cos 0 is 1. Next, second case, the dot product of two vectors where these two vectors are perpendicular to each other, means makes an angle of 90 degrees between these two degrees. Okay, then it is given by magnitude of first vector, magnitude of second vector and cos of angle between these two vectors is 90 degrees. So the dot product of two vectors where these two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then what it is? Cos 90 is 0. So there is no dot product between these two vectors if both are perpendicular to each other. Now, third one is the dot product of one vector with same vector. Okay, so here we have one vector vector with the same vector which is given by the magnitude of first vector, magnitude of second vector and cos of angle between these two, because they are on the same line, on the parallel line, the angle between these two is 0. So A bar dot B bar means dot product of two similar unit vectors is nothing but this is magnitude square, right? So magnitude of this one, magnitude square as the cos 0 is 1. So these three are the different properties, and let us check that whether it obeys commutative law or associative law or distributive law. The fourth property. Now, shall we multiply the two vectors in a dot product with the commutative law? Means A bar dot B bar, is it the same as B bar dot A bar? Now let us check. This one is magnitude of first vector, magnitude of second vector and cos of theta angle, right? So if here the theta angle, if two vectors are there, the angle is from A to B. Okay, this is vector B bar. In dot product of B bar to A bar, the cos of minus theta. So cos minus theta is cos theta only. So we can rewrite as cos of magnitude of A bar with the magnitude of B bar, cos theta of AB, which is same as magnitude of B bar with magnitude of A bar and cos of theta AB. Means on both left and right sides of the equation are carrying the same value. So the dot product of vectors obeys the commutative law of multiplication. So even the dot product obeys the distributive law of multiplication. A bar dot of B bar plus C bar is also same as A bar dot B bar plus A bar dot C bar. It obeys the distributive law and it obeys the commutative law. Now, in this class, what we discussed? We discussed about the cylindrical coordinating system. We obtained the coordinates of cylindrical coordinating system as R, phi and Z, and we obtained the differential lengths, differential surface and differential volume of cylindrical coordinating system. Then we move on to the spherical coordinating system, and we have seen the coordinates of spherical coordinating system are R, theta and phi, and we obtained the differential length, differential surface and differential volume in the spherical coordinating system. Then we move on to the vector multiplications. There are two types of vector multiplications, dot product and cross product, and cross product of dot product of two vectors is defined in this field, and these are the properties